कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि. Hari Om to all the Atma Jyotis, divine light of the self. On the occasion of Maha Shivaratri, which we celebrated recently, let us listen to an unusual story about Lord Shiva, which is narrated in the Shiva Purana. How many sons did the powerful Lord Shiva have? 2, did you say? No. He had another son, and his name was Jalandhara. But he was an evil one, he was an Asura. So, how was this Jalandhara born? Once, the Devas, Indra and Brihaspati, were going towards Mount Kailash to meet Lord Shiva. Maybe they had some important business to discuss and they were in a hurry. They reached Kailasa and then they started to barge in. But their way was blocked by a Shivagana, the security guard stationed outside the entrance. Actually, he was Lord Shiva himself who wanted to test the intention and sincerity of Indra. Halt, said the Gana. Who goes there? Immediately, Indra was offended. As we all know, Devendra had a very quick temper, meaning he would get angry at the slightest things very fast, right? Don't you recognize the king of Devas, you miserable creature? Said Indra. Step aside, I want to meet Shiva. Oh, ho, said the Shivagana. How can I trust you? Many Mayavis try to pass through here with fake identities. And my Lord Shiva is very innocent, Bholenath. So it is my business to check. So anyone who wishes to meet my Lord has to pass through me first. Oh, you are challenging me for a duel. So be it, said Indra. And the two started to fight. A mighty fighting it was for a while. But Indra got weaker and weaker because he was actually fighting Lord Shiva himself, isn't it? Brihaspati, who was watching from the sidelines, realized it. He realized it was Lord Shiva who Indra was fighting and he tried to stop his friend. But Indra, though he was weak, was so angry and humiliated that he brought out his Vajrayudha. I will kill you, he shouted and raised his hand. And to his shock, his hand got paralyzed. Then Indra looked at Shiva Gana's face and saw that his eyes was burning with rage. Indra realized that his opponent was not a Gana but Shiva himself. But Lord Shiva was furious. How dare any Devata show his puny powers in Kailasa? And so Shiva's third eye flew open and Brihaspati threw himself at the Lord's feet. Please pardon Indra, my Lord, he pleaded. Please close your third eye, or the fire will burn Devendra. Then Indra also fell at Shiva's feet. He was trembling in fear. I have no intention of killing anyone, said Shiva with great control and shut his eyes. But it was too late. Shiva's anger had converted into a great ball of fire. It emerged from his forehead and flew towards the ocean and fell into the waters. Upon meeting the ocean, Lord Shiva's effulgence, which was very potent, assumed the form of a baby. This place is where the river Ganga merges into the ocean and it is known as Ganga Sagar in modern times. So the baby wailed and wailed so hard and very loudly, so loudly that it reached the abode of Lord Brahma himself. Brahmaji came down to see who was crying and picked up the baby in his arms. Oh, you are a very heavy baby, exclaimed Brahmaji. And the baby started plucking at his beard. Stop, stop, cried the Lord. You are hurting me. Then, wiping the tears from his face, Brahmaji said, You are a very strong baby. You have brought jala, water in my eyes. So I will name you Jalandhara, means one who brings water. And so Jalandhara grew up and he became more and more proud of his strength. He realized that he could defeat anyone with his strength, and the gods hoped that Jalandhara would join them and they could make use of his strength to find the Asuras. But Jalandhara had other plans. He wanted to become the leader of the Asuras. But how? Clever, and he was very wily also. Jalandhara went to a very powerful Asura. His name was Kalanemi, and Kalanemi was Ravana's uncle. Kalanemi had a beautiful daughter. Her name was Vrunda. So Vrunda was extremely intelligent and she was a very great devotee of Lord Vishnu. So impressed with Jalandhara's strength, Vrunda agreed to marry him. Vrunda was so devoted to Lord Vishnu that she had amazing yogic powers. Now, after her marriage, her prayer was directed at the welfare of her husband Jalandhara. Every time he went to war, Vrunda would pray to Lord Vishnu for his victory. And so Jalandhara always came home victorious. Thus, this powerful fellow became even more powerful and invincible. Invincible means nobody could defeat him. Shukracharya, the guru of the Asuras, he decided to crown Jalandhara the king of the Asuras. So that was what he wanted, right? Then soon Jalandhara ruled over the entire earth. After earth, the Patal Loka, and next, the Indra Loka. So Jalandhara wanted to attack the Devas and become king of the Indra Loka. So Jalandhara attacked the Devas also, but they were not at all prepared for this and they were badly beaten up by this fellow. Even Indra's Vajra was powerless against this Jalandhara. And so the Devas ran to Lord Brahma for a solution. So what did Brahmaji say? He said, Jalandhara was born out of the anger of Lord Shiva. So he is very powerful and he can be defeated only by Lord Shiva himself. So this was what Brahmaji advised the Devas. And so Devas went to Lord Shiva and begged him to stop his son from creating havoc. So Lord Shiva agreed and he went to talk to Jalandhara. But you think Jalandhara would even, listen to anybody? He was so arrogant and he openly insulted Lord Shiva. You call yourself an ascetic? How dare you? If you are an ascetic, why do you need a wife, man? Send goddess Parvati away. You cannot have a wife and claim to be a yogi at the same time. Again, Lord Shiva became furious, but this time he curbed his anger and he tried to talk sense into Jalandhara. However, Jalandhara became more and more haughty and he turned down Lord Shiva's offer of peace. Furious, Lord Shiva prepared to attack Jalandhara with the mighty army of the Devas. He said, I will be your commander-in-chief. And so he wanted to lead the army to fight against Jalandhara. But then, even Lord Shiva was taken by surprise by this Mayavi. He was a master of illusion. You know what he did? He created a powerful illusion of a magical world of beautiful apsaras to trap Lord Shiva's Ganas and the Devas. So Lord Shiva and his army of the Devas and the Shivaganas, they were all stunned and they were stuck inside the illusion created by Jalandhara and they were so helpless. So mad with power, Jalandhara went to Kailasa where he confronted goddess Parvati. Jalandhara changed his form into Lord Shiva and declared, Parvati, come here. I have come back victorious. I have defeated Jalandhara. But of course, the Divine Mother immediately sensed this was an impostor and he was in fact Jalandhara himself. And she raised her sword at the Asura king. Jalandhara, he was very clever also. He knew he was already weak because he had used a lot of his powers, misused a lot of his powers to create the illusion and trap Lord Shiva and the Devas and all of them. So he knew that he could not fight goddess Parvati now. So as soon as the mother raised her sword, Trishula, he ran from there. But goddess Parvati was so furious, so angry, and she was sitting there in Kailasa, waiting to, planning how to trap this fellow. When Lord Vishnu came there, Parvati, my sister, what is wrong? Asked Lord Vishnu. And so the mother told Lord Vishnu everything. How can this Jalandhara be so powerful? She said. And so Lord Vishnu, he gave the secret. He said, Jalandhara was already born powerful, and now he has married Vrinda also. This Vrinda is my greatest devotee. Every time Jalandhara goes to war, she prays to me for his victory, and I am helpless. I have to say Tathastu to my bhaktas. And so because of her, the Jalandhara is becoming invincible. Mother Parvati was not at all impressed. Well, do something about it, she said angrily. And so Vishnu, he also was not on the side of Adharma, isn't it? So he thought of a plan to protect his sister, the Divine Mother Parvati. So the next morning, what happened? Vrinda knew that her husband would begin his battle with Lord Shiva. And so she started her prayers for his welfare. As she was deep in her upasana, she saw her husband enter. She said, Are, he went just now. A couple of hours ago, he's already back. And so that man said, I have done it. I have defeated Lord Shiva. Now there is no one as strong as me, he said with pride. And Vrinda jumped up from her seat. She thanked Lord Vishnu happily, and she abandoned her prayers to make arrangements for the victory celebrations of her husband. Little did she know that the Jalandhara who walked in was none other than Lord Vishnu himself, who was disguised as Jalandhara to interrupt her very prayers. And so the moment Vrinda stopped her upasana at the battlefield, Lord Shiva stabbed the Asura Jalandhara right in the chest with his Trishula. Without his wife's prayer to protect him, the weapon pierced Jalandhara's body and killed him instantly. That was the end of this evil Asura. So there are many lessons for us from this Puranic story. First, we should never make Lord Shiva angry with our bad behavior, negative behavior, and we should never show off our pride like Indra did, because Lord Shiva's anger will disturb the entire world, meaning our negative energies affect the people and the environment around us, and we create an immoral and evil society. Therefore, people like us who are in satsang, who are with the Guru, who have all the access to all the comforts of life, we should always behave in a proper and responsible manner. Next, another lesson. Vrinda was a great devotee of Lord Vishnu, no doubt, but she was on the side of Adharma. So when you are on the side of Adharma, God will not help me. For example, I cannot pray to God for helping me to steal something or to cheat in the exam or in telling lies to my parents and all that, right? It will never work. God will never bless me when I am doing something wrong. So, let us pray to Lord Shiva to forgive all our mistakes we have done, either knowingly or unknowingly. And let us resolve to become better and better humans and to grow both in material life as well as spiritual life from today. करचरणकृतं वा कायजं कर्मजं वा श्रवणनयनजं वा मानसं वापराधं विहितमविहितं वा सर्वमेतत्क्षमस्व जय जय करुणाब्धे श्रीमहादेव शम्भो हरिः ओं तत्सत्।